start off this week's Grow weather forecast with a check of our drought monitor. Unfortunately, a little bit of a change in Nebraska compared to last week. Abnormally dry conditions have started to creep into parts of northern Nebraska. Anything in that yellow shading, that's where we're looking at those abnormally dry conditions. But the rest of the state still not included in a drought category as of this week. And all of northern Kansas clear of a drought category as well. But that's not the case in southern Kansas, where they are starting to see some abnormally dry conditions. But compared to last week, all of the state of Kansas was clear of the drought conditions. Still looking at 92% of Kansas not included in a drought category as of this week. But let's talk about the future, starting off with temperatures 1 month out. And anything in this blue shading, we are looking at the potential for below normal temperatures 1 month out. That includes parts of Nebraska, almost all of Kansas, into Oklahoma, Missouri as well, and then stretching down into parts of the south. Now, anywhere not shaded, looking at equal chances, but then anywhere in this orange shading, we're looking at the potential for above normal temperatures for 1 month out. It includes Florida, parts of the East Coast, and then it stretches up the West Coast as well. But let's talk about 3 months out. We are looking at equal chances for all of Nebraska and almost all of Kansas, but then a large area in the East Coast stretching down into the south, across to Texas and up the West Coast, looking at the potential for above normal temperatures for 3 months out. Now, in terms of precipitation, parts of Nebraska and Kansas looking at equal chances for 1 month out, but anywhere in this green shading, we are looking at the possibility for some above normal precipitation 1 month out. And it includes parts of Nebraska, a good part of Kansas stretching into southern Kansas, as well as Oklahoma, and then stretching off to the east as well. But as you can see off in the West Coast, below normal precipitation is expected in some parts of that area, and that's in that brownish shading. Now, 3 months out, all of Nebraska, all of Kansas looking at the potential for above normal precipitation. Colorado also looking at that, a good part of Oklahoma, but then anywhere not shaded, looking at equal chances for 3 months out. Let's take a look at our almanac for this week. We are looking at our normal high this time of year around 84 degrees, normal low around 60. As we average out our forecast for the next week, we're looking at an average around 88 degrees, so a few degrees above that normal. And then our week ahead average low around 63 is what we are looking at during that time frame of the next week. And our proverb for this week, calm weather in June sets corn in tune, but a dripping June brings all things in tune. But that's a check of your Grow weather forecast. Now we'll bring you some more Grow. Well, much of this week we've been dealing with the heat, and it's not just people that need to be careful. Tara Gibbons has more from an area producer on how he's protecting his livestock from the heat.
Scorching temperatures and raising cattle, how one feedlot manager deals with the heat.
Well, it's pretty tough when it gets hot like this for us.
But Jacob Olson says breezy days like Monday afternoon help, and lots of water.
It'd be about comparable, just like we are. Say we're out working in the heat, we consume more water, and it's important for the cattle too. Say just for digesting the water, just like our body does.
According to a 2014 UNL humidity chart, anything above 84 degrees can be an emergency for cattle.
When it gets hot, and it can be 10, 20, 30 degrees warmer when they stand in those bunches, and if you get breezy days like we've had, it sure seems to help a lot.
It's a costly task to try and keep cattle alive, always having to plan.
Push the feeding back further in the day, later in the day with colder temperatures. If you do it say in the middle of the afternoons. So if you feed late in the morning, that rumen's going to be digesting towards the middle of the afternoon where your peak heat mark would be.
There's also signs where you know they're not feeling well.
Just their body language. You can tell foam at the mouth if they have wet lungs and they're having trouble breathing. We can help them with that. And
if you have any questions about your cattle left out in the heat, you can contact your local extension office. In Minden, Tara Gibbons, NTV News.
If you have pictures from your farm or ranch that you'd like to share, we would love to see them. Send them to grow@nebraska.tv, or you can share them on our Facebook or Twitter pages. Well, for this week's County Snapshot, we turn our focus to Furnas County. The county, led by Beaver City, has 289 farms in all, encompassing 435,000 acres. $181 million of products are sold here, split nearly 50-50 between crops and livestock. Furnas County ranks number 7 in Nebraska for winter wheat. As far as cattle are concerned, you'll find around 4,000 head in Furnas County. That ranks 63rd of Nebraska's 93 counties. The average age of a farmer in the county is 55, and 30 farms in the county are run by women. And when we come back, area county fair and rodeo managers get a tour of the state fairgrounds at Fauner Park. Stay with us.